And now, News Channel 10's 24/7 local weather first alert forecast.
Well, happy Friday to everybody out there. We're going to see a pretty nice day to round out the work week for today, as there will be a lot of sunshine to go around. Highs today pretty seasonable, topping out in the low 60s. And while winds may be a little bit breezy at times, they're not going to be as strong as what we saw yesterday, probably at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. The strongest of the winds likely happening late this morning to right around lunchtime. So today, pretty quiet, not really much to talk about. But tomorrow, a very different story, something we are officially under first alert for due to the increasing likelihood of accumulating snowfall. National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory for everybody, highlighted in purple for anywhere maybe a couple of inches of snow, and then the highest amounts favoring the northwest part of the region where a winter storm warning has been issued. This is what we're seeing on zoomed out satellite and radar as of about 7:15 on Friday morning. You can see that storm system kind of right over the western part of Arizona. That center of low pressure will make its way eastward over the next 24 to 36 hours. That's one of the ingredients of this snowmaker. The second ingredient is a dome of high pressure that's centered over Montana and Idaho. That's going to send colder air down into the south part of the country in the form of a cold front. That's going to happen later this evening into the overnight hours. But even then, at about 12 o'clock tonight, temperatures aren't going to be all that cold. You notice temperatures mostly in the upper 30s and low to mid 40s. So as that precipitation first starts late tonight, it might be in the form of pure rainfall. But as that colder air continues to get ushered in overnight tonight, that's going to change that rainfall into a pure snowfall for most of the region. That's going to happen by about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning as you are waking up. So expect some snow showers falling in most areas as you're heading out the door. Maybe if you have any early morning breakfast plans or any just general early plans during the day tomorrow. This is at about 12 o'clock. Most of us still seeing snowfall, and it is going to be one of those situations where a lot of cities may be ever so slightly above freezing. You know, you see 33 in Amarillo, 34 in Borger and Pampa, 35 in Guyman. That shallow layer of warm air at the surface is so shallow to the point where there's enough cold air aloft that snowflake doesn't really have time to melt once it hits that shallow layer of warm air. So it still hits the ground as a snowflake. That's probably going to be the case for most of us tomorrow. But you notice Clarendon, Childress, Canadian, they may indeed be warm enough to see some rain mix in at some points, or at some times maybe just see a pure rainfall. But the snow is looking to continue throughout most of the day tomorrow. And you notice some of these darker blues with those temperatures in the mid 30s. That's a pretty typical March time snow, where it's those big fat white flakes that are maybe about an inch in diameter. That nice wet snowfall that provides a lot of moisture for the Texas Panhandle. Could be some pretty heavy snowfall rates at some points, especially tomorrow afternoon into the early parts of the evening, probably lasting into the early parts of tomorrow night, and then by about midnight tomorrow night, that precipitation will mostly clear out of the region. So as far as overall amounts go, like I said, we're favoring the northwest part of the area for the day tomorrow. Anywhere from about 4 to 8 inches is looking likely, and then for Amarillo, Hereford, Tucumcari, up toward the northeast part of the area, anywhere from about 2 to 4 inches is looking likely. And then for those cities toward the south that may not see as much snowfall, or for those eastern cities that see more of a rain-snow mix, probably under 2 inches is looking likely for you guys. But we are very likely to fine-tune this forecast several times throughout the day on our weather app, on our website, as well as on News Channel 10 during the news. So be sure to stay tuned for the latest updates. We're only going to put a high of 35 for tomorrow, and even then, that may be a little bit on the higher end. But I will say that we will very rapidly warm up by the time we hit Sunday. Highs already back into the low to mid 60s, back into the 70s by Monday. So any accumulations that occur on Saturday will very quickly melt.